Hello everyone, welcome back to yet another video of Contentholic. Today we are going to talk about some tips to write a compelling SOP for Australian tourist, or you can say Australian visitor visa. But first of all, let's explore Australia a little and discuss why people from all over the globe want to visit the continent and have made the country to be known as frequent tourist arrival destination. Now let's learn something about Australia. Australia is one of the largest and most diverse countries in the world that offers the visitors a range of unique experiences. From beautiful natural scenery and wildlife to bustling cities and cultural attractions, there are plenty of reasons why you should consider visiting Australia. If you are looking for the adventure, then Australia has a lot to offer. From bungee jumping and skydiving to hiking and kayaking, visitors can experience adrenaline-pumping activities in some of the world's most spectacular locations. This country focuses extensively on tourism and has been increasing tourism in the country for a long time, recording approximately 2.5 million trips in 2022, which in itself is spectacular as far as the tourism is concerned. Due to its natural wonders, plenty of wildlife, dazzling beaches and cosmopolitan metropolises, Australia is the most favored and highly captivating country with a complete travel destination. From awe-inspiring sights to breathtaking adventures on land and water, there is absolutely nothing you can't do on your Australian vacation. So it has almost everything that a visitor is looking for in a country. Australia is definitely a better choice. If you intend to visit Australia, you need not to apply for a visit. You need to apply for a visitor visa. This visa will allow you to stay in Australia for a fixed period of time. To apply for a visitor visa, you need to submit an SOP with your visa application, which will be addressed by the Australian visa officer. After assessing which they will decide whether you can get the visitor visa for touring Australia or not. Now let's move on to understand what is SOP for an Australian visitor visa. SOP, as we all are aware, stands for the Statement of Purpose. But what is SOP for an Australian visitor visa? SOP, or the Statement of Purpose, is a document that states the purpose of your visit to Australia and provides information about your travel plans and arrangements. The purpose of SOP is to convince the visa officer that you have a genuine intention of visiting Australia and that you will meet the visa requirements. The SOP for visitor visa is a crucial document that plays a significant role in the visa application process. It's very important. SOP document is very important. It is essentially a written statement about your intentions of visiting Australia and will help the visa officer to determine whether you are suitable for getting a visitor visa or not. Hence, it is important to write the visitor visa SOP very carefully and without any grammatical or spelling mistakes. You must write your visa SOP for Australia with full honesty and accuracy and in a very concise manner. I hope you understand the importance of visa SOP for Australia now. This is the most crucial document that you need to submit with the other documents as evidence to support your claims in your SOP. Your visa SOP reflects your personality in front of the visa officer, and they do read your SOP with an utmost care as they don't want any risk or threat to enter in their country. And if your visa SOP doesn't fit with their requirements, then you can get nothing but a rejection. Make sure that your SOP is unique, original and accurate, as any discrepancy or fake information and plagiarized material will impact you negatively, that can lead to your rejection. Your SOP should have to be appealing and exceptional so that it can impress the visa officer and they can grant you the Australian visitor visa in an instant. So again and again I'm saying the same thing, visa SOP is very important document. Now let's head on the most important section of this video, which is the tips to write a compelling SOP for obtaining the Australian visitor visa. Tips to write compelling Australian visitor visa SOP. I am going to discuss about the tips to write a compelling Australian visitor visa SOP. See, in order to grab the Australian visitor visa in your hands from the visa officer, you will need to write a compelling and effective SOP for obtaining the Australian tourist visa. Right? Start with a clear introduction. This is the first thing. Start your visitor visa SOP for Australia with a clear and concise introduction where you will need to explain why you are applying for an Australian visitor visa. Then make sure to provide your personal data, including your name, date of birth, and passport number. Provide your personal data. The next step is explain the purpose or the intention of your visit. In the following section, explain the purpose or the intention of your visit to Australia. Be specific about your travel plans and provide details about the places you plan to visit, the activities you will be participating in, and the people you will meet. If you're visiting Australia for business purposes, then you need to describe the nature of your business and the company you will be working with. Please provide all the details in your visa SOP. Now, provide proof of your relationship with your home country. One of the most important aspects of the visa for Australia visitor visa is to provide proof of your relationship to your home country. This includes your job, family ties, property, and financial assets. This will help in convincing the visa officer that you are unlikely to stay too long or violate the terms of your visa and will return back after the end of your stay. Next is provide proof of your financial situation. You will also need to provide proof of your financial situation, including your income and savings via bank statements. This will help show that you are financially sound and are capable of affording your trip and expenses while being in Australia. Nobody wants anyone to be stuck in their country due to lack of money and become an illegal or unauthorized immigrant. Hence, make sure to attach a proof of your financial situation via bank statements. This is again very important. So all the tips which we are discussing in this video are very essential, are very important. The next tip is provide proof of your travel history. If you ever traveled outside of your home country, then you need to provide proof of your travel history. This will help you to show that you have complied with the immigration laws of other countries and that you are a responsible traveler and will abide by the rules while being in Australia. So please do this as well in your visa SOP. The next tip is conclude with a clear summary. Conclusion is very important. Conclude your SOP with a clear and crisp summary, including the purpose of your visit to Australia, your travel plans and ties to your home country. This will help reinforce the points that you have made and provide a solid conclusion in your SOP. Make sure that your SOP is ending on a positive and confident note. A strong and confident tone in one's SOP makes the visa officer to get engaged till the last and consider their SOP and grant them the visa Hence, you must make sure that your SOP is formal, positive, and confident in tone. All these things you have to remember while writing your visa SOP for Australia. Finally, creating an effective Australian tourist visa SOP is essential to ensure that your visa application is approved. By following the tips which I mentioned earlier in this video, you can compile an exemplary SOP that will help you to convince the visa officer that you have genuine reasons for visiting Australia and that you will meet and abide by the visa requirements. So, remember this as well. In this video, I have already discussed a lot about visa SOP, and now see, there is one more aspect. If in case you are struggling to write the SOP on your own, or you are not fully aware of the correct guidelines and the perfect format, or are not blessed with the good writing skills for writing a profound SOP for Australia visitor visa, then instead of taking risk on your own, you must take the help from the professional and highly skilled SOP writers, who will not only help you in writing an outstanding SOP for Australian visitor visa, but will assist you throughout the process. We at Contentholic has been functioning since 2011 and has gained immense popularity and expertise and experience in writing and providing high quality SOPs to the countless students not only in India but also abroad. Our professional writers construct every SOP from scratch and having extensive analysis of their client's profile. This approach allows Contentholic writers to create compelling SOPs that accurately represent the client's personality and help them stand out from the crowded pool of the other applicants. Another aspect that sets us apart is our commitment and priority to the quality of the SOPs. We feel proud on creating well-written, error-free and plagiarism-free SOPs that meet the highest standards of SOP writing. Our SOPs are the best quality, 100% original and unique, which makes every SOP worthy of approval. In order to ensure this, our professional writers follow a strict process which includes multiple cycles of editing and proofreading to ensure that each SOPs are error-free and all the relevant details have been added to it. So, you can contact us by calling at our designated number, or you can simply mail us at our given mail ID and get an approval-worthy SOP and grab the Australian visitor visa in your hands from the visa officer. If you liked today's video, then make sure to like it and share it with your known ones who also want to visit Australia and are looking for obtaining the Australian visitor visa. Thank you so much for watching.